Hi, welcome back to Wine Mastery. We're going to talk to you about a Pinot Noir all the way from California. So, we are going to taste a wine that is known as Toast and Honey Pinot Noir. It's from the Lodi Valley in California, which is known for its Zinfandel, I believe.
Yep.
But this one is Pinot Noir. Now, Pinot Noir is one of those wines that normally I sort of take a sip and I know I'm either going to like it or I'm not going to like it. And it's strange, isn't it? Because quite a lot of wines, there's normally an in-between, that's a nice Cabernet Sauvignon, it's okay, and then not so good. But actually, Pinot Noir tends to be one or the other for me.
Well, Pinot Noir, as I've said many times, you're either right over this end or right over this end. It's like either very light and easy or really big and heavy. So it's going to be interesting to see what this one is.
Yeah, so here's the bottle anyway, so you can have a look at the bottle. It is, as I say, £11.99, which actually is, it's expensive for a wine for me.
$11.99. No, not only number one. Let's not speak to John for a second. $11.99 is actually a very good price, but a very good price for a Pinot Noir.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, because they're very difficult to grow, and they can get a lot of wastage and stuff. I think it's a very temperamental grape, which obviously has to go into the cost, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So let's have a look.
I think this is the first time I've ever tasted a Californian Pinot Noir.
I've tasted one before, but the first one I tasted with a Californian Pinot Noir was a big one. Let's have a look at the colour right quick. Very quickly. It's quite light, but very ruby-esque. It's shiny, it's good, it's bright. You can see through that, it's not too deep.
No, it's not. It's got a little bit tawniness to it, actually.
You reckon? I think
I'm just looking against the white down there. Just on the ring, there's a little bit of tawniness.
Yes, you are correct, Joe. When you put it on down there, I'll give you that.
And you are always supposed to put it against a white background.
Yes, you are. I knew I employed him for a reason.
It just shows I listen to you.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, yes. So I've got the old nose then.
Oh wow, forest floor.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That smells
Yeah, forest floor with cherry.
Cherry. You've got.
Yeah.
Cherry and chocolate for me.
Oh yeah,
chocolate.
Yeah. That's delicious smell, isn't it?
Isn't it just that? I tell you, I'm going to take this back to one of these. Sometimes it's describe wines that sometimes you just want to just smell them or get involved in that, get your nose in there. You don't need to go any further. Smokiness. There's a smokiness.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to get it, enjoy that. Now, gonna go with it now. Sometimes, again, we've had this before, where sometimes the wine was been okay on the nose, and then you have it's delicious. But then sometimes we've got overly excited about the nose, and then we've got into it and I thought, bah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So
we're gonna risk that. We're gonna risk that. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, that is one of these where, everything we've just said there in the flavour, everything, the cherry, the chocolate, the smoky, the forest. This is a really nice wine.
It's a very nice wine.
This is a very, very nice wine. Even so much of the tannins.
I don't associate Pinot Noir with like a silky texture, but this has a sort of not initially when you put when you take it into your mouth, but when it's been there for a while, it's just like a nice the
mouthfeel.
Yeah,
I'm getting it.
Yeah, and the length again. I don't always associate with Pinot Noir a long sort of length, but this really lasts. This really hangs in there.
Yes. It's got everything going for it. Everything.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, let's hold back a second. My belly is heavy.
Well, obviously, you know, if it can last, if it can hang on in there.
I'm I'm going to rate this really quite high. I think this is number one, that price, $11.99. Number two, Pinot Noir. You're always taking a chance with the Pinot Noir. You're not taking any chance with that. And I don't care. Well, whatever wine. No, that's wrong to say. I just think this is a good all-rounder. This is definitely a wine drinker's wine, is how I would describe it. This is something, if you like your wine, this is something that is got intricacies in there. Again, $11.99. But this ticks a lot of boxes for me.
I would actually disagree. I think that anyone that you don't have to be a serious wine drinker to really enjoy this. I mean, it's not one of those, because sometimes you can get, when you say a wine drinker's red, it's something like people that really understand and the complexities and understand it, whereas a normal drinker like me wouldn't really get that.
Right.
But I think that anybody would get this. It's just such a delicious taste.
I think it will put the foot in both camps there, because it is something that everyone will enjoy, but also something like personally as a wine drinker, that really appeals to me. There are things in there, and I've always said if you can get it on the nose, then you get it on the palate.
Yes.
So, coming back to what I was saying there, John.
Yeah.
If you
get it both ways.
If you can. Right, all right, come, let's be professional. So, if when you're smelling it, if when you're smelling it,
Yeah.
and then you can taste it,
Yeah.
Okay, and it marries up. That for me is a good expression of a wine.
And also I think that so the core is the same between the smell and the taste, but also there is a slight on the fringe there are differences. So on the fringe of the smell there's things you don't quite get in the taste, but then again in the taste there are things you don't quite get in the smell, but the core is the same.
Yeah, and that just ticks boxes for me. Really ticks boxes.
So that, and also it's one you could think of as because sometimes we say, oh, I'd really enjoy one glass of that. Mm-hmm. And that would be, I'd really enjoy that, but I probably wouldn't want to have another. Nothing's wrong with the wine, but that's just the type of wine I would enjoy one glass of. This I could see myself having another glass of very easily.
I wouldn't see myself stopping after that. That would that'll be the end game for me. If let's say over the course of the evening you tasted a few, that'd be the one I'd go back to.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay, so pairings. Oh,
Pairings,
I haven't even thought.
Well, shall I go into pairings? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this, again, we've done a few seasonal videos, and this would be ideal with sort of white meat. But so if you're talking about pork or turkey in a sort of festive, where there is thick gravy, very strong tasting vegetables, this would have the power to complement that without being sort of set aside. But maybe charcoaled during barbecued food, charcoaled meat. It would also go well with.
I think you mentioned that with that smokiness, aren't you, with the charcoal, and I completely get that. And I'm saying that I've still not in my head thought about what I would do cheese-wise. I don't think it's going to be like a washed rind. I don't think it's going to be blue. So now I'm limited to the white ones. Maybe something like the Ozo Errate, something like a used milk with a farmhouse. Yes. What we want is that farmhousey flavour, the earthiness, which I think would suit that. So, Ozo Errate, I'd say with that one.
How do you spell that?
Oh, I'm a cheesemonger, John.
Ozo Errate?
Ozo Errate.
Ozo Errate.
So, O-U-S-S-I-E. Ozo, no. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to...
Okay, well, I just thought it was T-H-A-T.
T-H-A-T. That. Oh, God. It took me a second then. All right, scoring. Oh, right. Okay, scoring.
Scoring. Okay. And it is $11.99. It's a Pinot Noir, which are expensive anyway. It's one of the reasons I don't always go straight to them.
Expensive. All right. So $11.99. I will be brutal and said that's really kind of taken me off guard. I didn't know what to expect. You never do know what to expect with the Pinot Noir, but that one was more than pleasantly surprising for me. Everything that goes into that, I'm going to give this a whopping. Yes, there we go.
Okay, and I'm going to really surprise you with this. You know, you said you were surprised that you enjoyed it so much because
Yeah.
92.
Ooh, John, I'm 94.
Okay.
Which I think is one of the biggest scores I've ever
I think
given.
that is the biggest, actually.
And I was to and fro in between. I was 92, 93, 94, and then I don't know what made me go for it. I think it was the price. So, because it's such a good price. So, yeah, I thought that deserved a 94. And if that's the best score I've ever
I think
given.
it must be, actually. We'll put it in the description below whether it is or not, but I think it's certainly, if it's not the biggest score you've ever given, it's certainly up there with only a handful with that.
Okay, that deserves it. It definitely deserves it.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
something I could see myself drinking that. As a mood thing. There isn't a mood. I think I just enjoy this.
And the thing that's quite surprising for me is that is so different from a Rioja.
It is, yeah.
And you've enjoyed
When
it
you
that
put
much.
out the weightiness and the earthiness and everything goes, that leather and that big with the tannins compared to that, which is actually quite light. Because the flavours we're giving it should be quite weighty, but they're still light, aren't they?
Do you think it's the actual glass that's made it sort of special for you?
This is a nice glass. Quite possibly, but no, that works for me. Definitely one of my favourites from our whole filming.
Yeah, well, as I say, and the reason I say Rioja is that Rioja is John's, if you've not seen any other videos, Rioja is one of John's favourites, or the favourite wine that he has. So that is, I'm really impressed with that. Really impressed with that.
Me too. That's
it
why
is
it's got a
it is a splendid wine, and even at $11.99, worth buying. So, if you can get hold of one, try it. Let us know in the comments below what you think of it. And we're going to try and we'd love to try and find some wines that are as good as that. So,
Definitely. So if you've got any recommendations, something like that will be well appreciated.
absolutely. So, until next time, guys, chin chin.
Chin chin.